welcome back. Okay, so in the next couple of videos what we're going to be doing is having a look at all the different elements of your home page. So your newsfeed, your ticker bar, your lists, your favorites, all of this kind of stuff. I'm going to take you through each thing and we're going to have a look and see how it's all working. So let's start with the main element here, which is our newsfeed. Now, at the time of recording, all I can say is that just a few weeks ago this all changed, and it's changing on pretty much a daily basis. If you notice, I showed you the home page only a couple of videos ago, and already we've now got this new sort bar, which I did think I mentioned in one of the earlier videos. So there we go, it's changed and there it is. But also, if you notice, there are different things happening down the newsfeed. So this little grey bar here, that says this is a highlighted story. So in other words, in Facebook's eyes, a top story, a story that Facebook feel I want to see in my newsfeed before I see anything else, okay? This one, however, isn't a top story. If I want to highlight the story as a top story, I can, but it's not a highlighted story, and yet it's still appearing at the top of my newsfeed, even though I've sorted this as highlighted stories first. So there's definitely a little bit of change afoot here, and all I can tell you is that as this changes and moves and becomes a little bit more sort of static, if you like, it just, you know, the changes calm down a little bit, I will come in and update these videos and let you know what is going on. Alright, but right now what you have is you have the option to sort by either highlighted stories or recent stories first. So I can click on recent stories, and that apparently is going to bring me up the stories really in order of when they were posted. So here we can see 11 minutes ago, 12 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, 28 minutes ago. Do you see? So this is going to give me my feed pretty much in the order that people have actually posted their status updates. Okay, but if I want to see, well, what are the top stories, what are the things that Facebook thinks I'm probably most interested in, I'm going to click on highlighted stories. Now this is the confusing bit for me. I'm still getting some most recents as opposed to highlighted, but here brings up some highlighted stories here, and as you go down I've got some most recents again. Okay, but as we go just down here a little bit, not very far down, all of a sudden it locks into highlighted stories again. Okay, so I think that there's just a little thing afoot at the moment where it's just a little bit confused. And what we need to do is just keep an eye on it and see what happens over the next few weeks. So a little resource for you, I think I may have mentioned it before, do keep your eye on edgerankchecker.com/blog. edgerankchecker.com/blog. They're very good. They really do sort of try and keep up to date with everything that's going on in the Facebook news feed. And they've also got lots of other really interesting blogs and posts and things like that as well. Okay, so edgerankchecker.com is a really good little resource for you to keep your eye on, and they will sort of, you know, be very up to date with what's happening in the news feed. And of course I will also you know, update you as and when I find out new things as well. But what it basically means for pages, for businesses, for us, is that we do need to be producing content that many people are going to comment and engage with. The more content that we can produce that incites engagement from people around us, then the more chance we have of getting up here in the top story section. Okay, that's generally the idea. That's how EdgeRank really works. Okay, and in the Facebook marketing course in the site, I do go through EdgeRank in some detail. But just to give you an overview, that's pretty much how EdgeRank works, that you need to have posts that are interesting, relevant, and that have a lot of engagement on them. The more engagement, the more chances they're going to stay up here in your friends' news feeds as a top story for longer. Okay, the more engagement they have, the more chance they're going to stay up here in your friends' news feeds for longer. And this is one element I'd just like to touch on about the subscribe feature. I think I said it in the subscribe video, that any post I make on my wall is actually probably going to have a higher chance, okay, of getting into my friends' news feeds than posts I make on my fan page. Okay, now that's not saying that my fan page is not going to show up in the news feeds of my friends, especially if my friends have, or my fans and people who've liked my page have high engagement levels with my fan page. It's simply that Facebook do tend to, at the moment, favour posts made by friends more than they do posts made by fan pages. Okay, so you will get engagement, you will get newsfeed exposure, especially if your content is really, really relevant. But if you've got something really important that you kind of want to get out there, I would actually put it on my fan page and go and put it on my personal profile as well to try and get maximum exposure. Okay, so that's just a little bit about the newsfeed. The other thing on here as well is you can actually go into each separate comment, status update. You can choose to highlight the story if you think it's a really good story and you want more people to see it. You can choose to hide it because you don't actually want to see that story anymore. You could report it if it's spam. Okay, it tells you your subscription to Dennis. Okay, and you can choose to unsubscribe from Dennis or just unsubscribe from Dennis's status updates. Okay, so basically you can go through, and as you notice, he's using an app. Dennis is using an app to put this post here. He's using an app called Smart Tweets, and when anybody uses an app, you can actually choose to hide anything posted by that app. You can say, I don't want anything at all by Smart Tweets. So if anybody else uses an app, you've decided you don't want to use it anymore. You can do that with any app anybody chooses to share with. So if somebody's, say, using a game app and they're telling you about it, if somebody's using a music app or a cooking app or any app at all, and the post here is posted via the app, then you're always going to have the option to say, I don't want to see anything by that app anymore ever. Okay? Alright, so that's for every single post. If you go down, look, and I look at Rosie's there, I can say, yep, I don't want that anymore, or I do want that anymore. I can go here to, and look, here's Donna. She's made a post through Twitter feeds. If I click on here, I can say hide all by Twitter feed, yeah? And that's basically how that works. Okay, but if I go into Chris's, for instance, here, I can just unsubscribe from status updates or whatever because he's not using an app. Okay, so I do hope that has given you an indication of how the news feed works. Okay, and you can actually update your status from within your news feed. If you wanted to put a status update in here, you can do it just like it does on your page, and it immediately puts it on your page as well as here in your news feed. Okay, in the next video we're going to trundle over here to the right and we're going to have a quick look at this ticker bar. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.